Welcome back to Mickey Car Beauty. My name is Mickey, and today we are playing with the Charlotte Tilbury Luxury Palette of Pops and with the Cosmic Pearl palette. And she's a beauty. And if you're interested in seeing this review, keep watching. Today I'll be reviewing the Luxury Palette of Pearls palette, and then her new Runway, one of her new lipsticks, Runway Royalty, which I got in the mail recently from Charlotte Tilbury, which comes in this beautiful packaging and looks like this. And I'll do a quick demo and then review and then compare it to Star Aura, which also came out this year. So my eyes are primed and prepped already. And just so you know, I film in natural light. And this is what the packaging looks like. The box I showed you, it matches the stars and it kind of has an iridescent shift. Beautiful packaging. I just feel like Charlotte Tilbury and her company are improving on the packaging, which is just so beautiful. So it's got this pearl white as the packaging and like a rose gold. So I'm definitely keeping these boxes. And then the packaging itself, it's beautiful. It almost looks like that pearl, mother of pearl underneath. I don't know if it's real, but definitely looks like mother of pearl. And it has the stars, and it's just probably the prettiest packaging I've seen yet from Charlotte Tilbury. And this is what it looks like inside. Is just beautiful. And right away when I saw this palette, it reminded me of the Star Aura palette. So let me open that up really quick so I can compare side by side. It's definitely similar vibes, but it is not the same. And I don't think it's the same formula. This purple one might be the same formula, but I think what I recall is that it might be a duochrome, whereas this is more of a Baked Gelée formula. And this is by far my favorite Charlotte Tilbury formula, and also of her quads. It's my favorite. It reminds me a lot of Tom Ford New Dip, the wet dry formula, that it definitely has that kind of shimmery vibe. I don't believe this is a wet and dry formula, but what I found is that for the Charlotte Tilbury formulas, this is probably the most forgiving for aging eyes, and it just looks so beautiful on. And for me, this was what I hoped Tom Ford First Frost would be. First Frost was not a good quad for me. It just looked like a shimmery mess. It all kind of mushed together and it didn't look any different. This is what I hoped that Tom Ford First Frost would have been, and it's just beautiful. I believe this is limited edition, and I'm thinking of getting a backup because I had to put it away for a while because I kept on grabbing it, and I could easily hit pan on this, but I have a lot of makeup. But if I had to pick one of my top 4 quads of this year, this is definitely up there along with the top probably 3. So let's go back to the Luxury Palette of Pops, Palette of Pearls eye quad. This one is supposed to be her prime shade, enhance shade, smoke shade, and then this is the define shade. Prime, enhance, beautiful. This reminds me of the Tom Ford honeymoon color that's really popular in a lot of his quads. And as some of you know, Charlotte Tilbury actually used to work at Tom Ford Cosmetics, and then she left and built her own empire, which is very exciting. You know, she has her instructions and you don't have to follow them. It's merely a suggestion. So really beautiful. So this is more like a light shimmer, 3 shimmers and a matte, and this is maybe a duochrome. I'm going in for a second swatch. And it feels all very creamy. Beautiful. And this is what I do like about Charlotte Tilbury is that, yes, the pan size are small, but I've never hit pan on a Charlotte Tilbury quad, but it's easy and curated. And I think this is for people who just want it to be curated and a beautiful look. So why don't we get into it? Synergy Worker Pro, this light one. And I apologize, I am losing light because I'm in the middle of a rainstorm. Okay, so today's definitely a day where we're using studio lighting because I'm in the middle of a thunderstorm here. So again, I went into this shade here. And so you can see just kind of laid down a nice wash of color. And I'll do the same thing for this side. And what I found with these quads, sometimes if I'm too precise and overthink it, it doesn't turn out as nice. It's almost like I have to be a little bit haphazard with it and not overthink it, and then it turns out really beautiful. We're going into the Sonia G worker brush here, and I'm going to use this to just probably deepen up this area here. Do I want to do that? Yeah, let's do that. And let me know, this is the first time I'm using this lighting Big Softy. So let me know if you actually prefer this lighting and I can keep filming this way. So we're done with that shade. You know, before I'm gonna do things opposite because I don't have a big outer V, I tend to do the smoke shade last. So let's go into this beautiful shade. If I do this, sometimes it gets too smoky right away and I find it's best to just go into the main shade and then build around the star of the show. Taking a Sonia G Worker 2 brush and going into this duochrome shade here. And I'm so sad that the embossing has gone away already. It's this shade here. I'm taking the Refer 21 brush, which is one of my favorite packing on brushes. Okay, not as much. So I'm wondering, let's try another thing. I just want to see how much it can be built up. Taking my finger, and then we're gonna do one more thing if this doesn't work. That seemed to work better. And we're gonna do one more thing just because for the sake of cosmetics, makeup science, I'm taking this Pat McGrath IntesiFEYES Artistry Wand. Basically what you do with this Pat McGrath Artistry Wand is you put it on top of the product you put it on top of the area you want more impact. And it does leave some residual, so you do have to clean it off after. Okay, and I'm just going right into my fingers to see if there's any difference. You can see more of the purple. Pretty. Okay, so what we're gonna do is right from the get-go, we're gonna do that on this side. Artistry wand. Nice. It does pack on. It's much smokier than I thought it would be. Meaning it's not like a super light ethereal look, but I love it. I mean, I'm loving this rose gold in my crease and the purple. And as you can tell, I love it so much, I'm just putting it all over my eyelid. I'm going back into the same brush and I'm just kind of buff out the edges a little bit. There we go. I'm taking the Sonia G Mini Booster from the Sky set and then going into this, I'm gonna call it the smoke shade. because I would only use this on my outer V. Okay, and that smoked it out, as you can see. I'm taking my Sonja Lotus Set Builder brush, and I'm going to take some of this shade up here and then drag it along the bottom. And then I'm going back into the lightest shade up here. I'm taking my Sonja Pencil Pro. Going into my inner corner highlight. And then I'm gonna put some up here, even though we started with it, but just add a little bit more dimension because it got a little lost in there. And going back into my original brush and whipping it off a little bit just to buff out the edges a little bit. Okay, I don't want to think too hard about this eye look. I think it's done. What I find is, like, if I think too hard about it, it just ends up not looking great. And that's one good thing about Charlotte Tilbury, is that I think I could do this probably much quicker than I did. It took me probably 10 minutes to do. I could probably do this in 5 minutes once I know the palette and how it's gonna work. But this eye look could be done really easily, or you could use this as a one and done. So let me finish my eye look and I'll be back. All right, I finished up the eye look with eyeliner, the Suqqu Beauty liquid eyeliner in brown, and then did the liner as Chanel Stilo. It's like a brown purple color. And then the Suqqu calligraphy eyeliner in brown. But what I haven't done is my mascara. So I picked up a trial size of the Pillow Talk Push Up Lashes. And this is the one that either people loved or hated. So we're gonna try it today. And it was like a sample, a mini sample from Nordstrom's I picked up, where they have that flat side. I don't know if you can see it. There's flat edge and then the bristles. So I think you're supposed to go in with the flat edge first to coat your eyes and then use the bristles. So we'll try it and see what that looks like today. So my first impressions, I'm trying to use it. I actually can't tell which is the flat side. So that's a little annoying. And maybe it's because I don't have perfect eyesight anymore, but I really can't see which is the flat edge. You know what would be really helpful is if they actually change the color. I know it's black, but I can't even tell which is the flat edge. So let me try that again. It's just try to push it against there. And there's another flat edge side, so we'll use that. And I think what it is that the flat edge is depositing product. And now I'm going in with combing it up. Okay, I can see already that I've been filming one mascara eye for about 4 minutes already. It's a lot of fuss for just mascara. And just so you know, for me on my channel, it's for the most part, you're gonna get me being honest, and it's really hard for me to hide how I'm feeling. So, I mean, it's pretty, but I don't want to spend 10 minutes on my mascara. Okay, so for the sake of the video and beauty science, that's what we're doing. We're testing it out. So I'm placing the flat side in. And it's presumably to deposit the color and product down. Okay, so that's the final look with the eyelashes. You let me know what you think. It did push it up. I'm almost afraid to go in again. I think it pushes it up, but I don't think it necessarily volumizes. And I can check in with a pin below of how it wears. I think I can get the same effect from my Volume de Chanel mascara, which is my favorite of volumizing and lengthening, and just that it stays up. So I have really thick, dead straight hair, and I have to curl it. Most of the time I have to curl my lashes, and unless I get the right mascara, it will just droop down once it gets wet. So far it's so far so good. I'm going to finish off the look with the new Kissing Runway Royalty Kissing formula from Charlotte Tilbury, and this is part of her, I don't know, she's had a lot of releases. I can't keep track of all the makeup, but this is part of her, I think, nudes releases, and we'll see how that looks. It might be too light for me, but we'll see. Very pinky. I'm gonna go in with a liner, and we're gonna go in with Lisa Eldridge Affair. Okay, so I went in with a fair lip liner, and it's this color. And I don't think I have anything that's pinkier for lip liners, because I don't usually wear pinky lipsticks. That's Runway Royalty. And in hindsight, I kind of wish I used maybe a brown liner. I'm wondering what it's gonna look like with a brown liner, so I'm taking my Lisa Eldridge Decade liner. That looks a little better. Smudge out at the edges a little bit. I don't want to have a JLo look going and overlining. That's just not what I'm into. Okay, so I'm gonna take my hair down and see how the final look looks. Okay, so I have the Cosmic Pearl palette on my eyes. Cosmic Pearl. I think it's a really beautiful palette. I love purples and pinks, and I think I can even wear this in the winter. And it's smoky and deep enough for my tan skin tone. And if I wanted to even deepen up the outer V more, why not? Let's see how much smokier I can get with it. So I'm going in with a Wayne Goss brush just to see how much smokier I can get it. There we go. So you beauties and lovelies with deeper skin, you might be wondering, well, is it for me? I think what one could do, and I might do this another time, is actually lay down this deeper color first and then layer the colors on top of it. So use this matte as a base layer. So I'm just smoking it out a little bit to make it more dramatic. There we go. Beautiful. So my thoughts on the final look for the Celestial Pearl palette. I love it. I don't love all Charlotte Tilbury palettes. So I definitely love Star Aura, and I'm pretty sure. And she released another one in this series, which was a lighter quad, and I was not interested in it. I don't think it would show up on tan brown skin, so was not interested. But for this, I think this will show up if you're medium to medium tan, medium deep. I don't know if you're a deeper skin tone, if that's going to show up. So just know that. This, however, I really feel like this is the Star Aura palette, will show up on a lot of skin tones. So let me swatch that for you. So those are the 4 colors. And then I'm going to swatch them down here just so you can see. And it's that Bake Gelée formula. So pretty. And she says that's a limited edition quad. So just take note of that. The Push Up lashes, I can see why people like them. I think if you already have long lashes, mine are like just average, I think, not super long. I do have to curl them, or else they just kind of droop down. But I think if you already have long lashes, it's going to look fantastic because it already pushes everything up. I don't know, I'd have to play with this more. I don't think I'd get the full size. I got a $15 mini size just to try it out, but we'll see. I'm going to do a roundup of my favorite buys in the past couple of months. But I don't regret buying it. It'll definitely go in my rotation. I'm going to put it in my makeup bag now. And then the lipstick, I think it's okay. What I do like is that it's that kissing formula. I think it's like a perfect pinky nude. I don't think it's a good shade as we're heading, I don't think it's a good shade as we're heading into fall, winter. And this is probably good for the summer. I'm definitely going to keep it because I think it's like a nice everyday pinky nude. Pinky peach. I think I like it more than some of the new Charlotte Tilbury lipsticks that I bought, but you know, they all kind of like run similar after a while. Apologies for the flickering light. We're having a thunderstorm in the area, and just crossing the fingers that we don't lose power. So that's it for my review. Thanks for joining me.